To believe in an ideal is to be willing to betray it. It is something no Sith or Jedi has ever truly learned.
Do you follow the way of the open palm or the closed fist?
Hello, and welcome back to my Jade Empire commentary / walkthrough series. And in this video, I'm going to actually take a moment to pause and talk about the way of the open palm and the closed fist. Alright, so I think the best place to start is with Smiling Mountain. He's an instructor who hailed from the city by the name of Phoenix Gate, which you'll never travel to in this game, but that's neither here nor there. Having trained in martial arts all his life, he eventually left the city, much like student Wen did, to Two Rivers for a more quiet setting with less distractions. Wen mentions later on that he was asked by Master Li to not use certain abilities he learned in the Imperial City here at the school. Smiling Mountain was probably charged with the same request, which means this line...
But my insights deal more with the philosophy of combat than the skills themselves.
Makes me feel like what he has to say is probably pretty important, you know what I mean?
Master Li is very strict about what is taught here, because martial skill is a pathway to great power, and that holds certain risks. It is not just good over evil. Few things in life are that simple.
Okay, so I feel like now would be a good time to mention I might be a little bit biased, because I've only ever played this game in the way of the open palm, and I have seen clips of how it goes if you play the closed fist route, and I'm good, honestly. I am A-okay not doing that. But we're here to discuss the philosophy of it, right? And the reason why we're even discussing this is because being a part of one of these extremes grants you abilities, opportunities, and power. Right, this isn't new. We've all heard the hero's tale before, okay? But the reason why we enjoy these games, or I at least enjoy these games, is there's choices and consequences to those choices, and not every journey has to be the same. No one knows this better than this character Kreia from Knights of the Old Republic 2 when it comes to consequences of the light and dark side.
Such titles allow you to break the galaxy into light and dark, categorize it.
I'm a huge fan of Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2, so I'm going to be bringing up Kreia a few times in this video. You are warned, I guess. But let's get back to what we're doing before we, get even more off track here.
It is the low path, the way of aggression and discord. A misunderstood path often misused by those who wish to justify a thuggish nature. It is not as simple as crushing your enemies or as mindless as terrorizing the weak. It is a mindset born of impatience, of imposing your will.
Okay, so what is it if it's not evil?
An evil man might ignore a plea for help because he does not care, but that shows a disconnection with the world. That is not part of the way.
Apathy is death, worse than death, because at least a rotting corpse feeds the beasts and insects.
Apathy is death.
Apathy is death.
I know. I said we wouldn't get off track too much, but that's it was funny to me, and I needed to put it in there.
A man on the low path might also ignore that plea, but he would do so because that person should demonstrate they are fit to survive on their own.
So if you're like me, you're going to be asking yourself, what's the difference? The person dies each time.
The difference is in the details. That same man might help if the odds are unreasonable. He might also do it to incur favor. There is thought in his actions.
What do you mean?
If you seek to aid everyone that suffers in the galaxy, you will only weaken yourself and weaken them. It is the internal struggles, when fought and won on their own, that yield the strongest rewards. You stole that struggle from them, cheapened it.
I feel like you're overreacting. Like, what's so bad about small acts of kindness?
Indeed. The currents of the galaxy, of nations, of peoples, may all stem from such small kindnesses. Every small weakness, small fracture that you create weakens the whole.
So by this logic, is it wrong to help others in need? According to you, Kreia.
If you care for others, then dispense with pity and sacrifice, and recognize the value in letting them fight their own battles. And when they triumph, they will be even stronger for the victory.
Honestly, that kind of hurts, Kreia. If it meant your life, there's nothing I would not do for you, for any of my allies.
The Mandalorian Wars prove such things. In only one Jedi did I see valor.
Then your allies are your weakness, and if they die, you die with them. And because of that, where once the Sith had but one target, now there are many, and you frustrate my attempts to protect you.
And for the sake of this discussion, Kreia, I will consider this.
That is all I ask.
You cannot please everybody. Anyway, I hope sharing these clips kind of shows what's going on in my mind a bit better than if I just explained it. It's just, there's parallels, okay?
He is not a mindless killer, but he may let strength decide what course is best. That is why it is a dangerous path. It can so easily be misinterpreted.
My will was not law. There were disagreements, ambition, and hunger for power.
Personally, what I'm getting from this is being on the dark side of things is not a great way to make or keep friends, and is a fun way to end up dead, or worse.
The Emperor ascended unopposed, but already Sun Li and Prince Qin plotted against him. The glorious strategist was not content to watch his brother come to power. Emperor Sun Hai, ruler of the Jade Empire, stepped beyond his station and slew the Water Dragon, claiming her power for his own. His brothers tried to strike him down, but they could not know he would be so strong. Infused with the Water Dragon's power, he was now unbelievably powerful. Sun Li escaped with his life, but he left his brother, Prince Qin, to suffer the Emperor's terrible vengeance.
Learn from me, my mistakes, and use that knowledge to become greater than I. That is all I ask of you, and that is all I desire.
Oh, we've been on this for long enough. Let's go on and talk about...
A term for the high path, or perhaps the way of restraint and harmony. Many aspire to it, but few achieve it. It is a path of resisting tyranny. Of course, the source of that tyranny varies. It is just as dangerous coming from without as within. Tyranny from external sources is easy to find and fight. Defending those who cannot defend themselves is a reasonable example. But when your abilities are so much greater than those around you, there is the temptation to set everything right by might alone. That is tyranny from within.
When listening to that, all I can think of is, wouldn't it be interesting if Master Li was like a follower of the way of the open palm, but got lost in that and it ended up being a tyrant by, because he wanted stability. He wanted a great empire, as well as power and control.
Suddenly you are the oppressor, when all you wanted to do was make things right. This way of the open palm is not without its hidden dangers, despite the best of intentions.
I honestly think that's a good question for future me to answer, or for you in the comments. Like, do you think Master Li is a follower of the way of the open palm, closed fist, or neither? Could be good intentions gone bad, who knows? But more importantly, what I learned from that is apathy or inaction is the neutral ground here.
So you will do nothing? Apathy is death, worse than death, because at least a rotting corpse feeds the beasts and insects.
But being kind isn't always the right answer either, if you're going to be bled dry, right? So take care of yourself.
You are the one who can hear, the one who can act. Search, but look also for yourself. You are a spirit monk, and you are the last.
I think this is a good time as any to head on out. Next video I'll be finishing chapter 1, hopefully. I hope you liked this video and the comparisons I made. I had fun. Anyway, I'll see y'all later. Bye!